afternoon, friends. My name is Lee Bowden. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my tidying journey and kind of how that's going and what that's looking like day to day, week to week, what the process is going to be. If you've been reading at all my blog, I've been kind of all about the new KonMari method, and I know it's circled around for a long time. I've heard the term spark joy while cleaning, but until I saw, sorry about the shaking, until I saw the Netflix tidying up show, the first episode seriously got me. That is like, it's where we've been the last couple of years minus the baby. Now we have the baby, so like I'm farther along mentally than she was when she started. Like I really want to do this for myself and totally declutter and rearrange my life. It's been really hard because I've been manifesting. Bowden and I both have been just manifesting. We're at the crazy disorganized house that we were living in before for the last 4 years, and time just kind of flew by, but we wanted to be out of there so badly. And then we had the baby and we knew that we had to get out. Thought that we would have like a year before she started walking, but when she started sitting up on holding herself at only 4 months, we kind of got the first glimpse that this might happen for her a little bit faster than it normally would for another child. And granted, she's very much ahead of where she should be. And I mean, life just pushed us right out of there. And now we're living with my mom. And the last 6 months, it's just, we had to get rid of a lot of stuff when we moved here, but it's not enough. Like, I really want to get to the point where the things that we own, like, I not only know where they are, but I know their purpose in my life moving forward. We've accumulated a lot of stuff, Bowden and I, which says something because we didn't start with a whole lot in the first place. Like me more so, but I originally left so much stuff behind from my childhood when I moved here from Washington when I was 13. Like I left a lot behind with my mom, and now she's here, and she had to super downgrade to even move here in the first place. So I know that a lot of my childhood stuff is totally gone. So like we're talking about stuff that I've accumulated from 13 moving forward mostly. And I'm not like a crazy hoarder of a person. Like I don't identify with objects super well. I don't really care for clothing or like styles or fashion or trends or not, like I'm just not like that. I don't pay enough attention. So this is it's always been a very daunting, overwhelming thing to think about, and I'm just done. For Charlie's sake, for my sake, for my sanity, for Bowden's, for our relationship, for us to be able to move forward and do and manifest the life that we really want to live, which is all stuff that I've been talking about on my blog as well, stuff that I've known for a long time. And like even like the Blog Buddy program stuff, like this is finally I'm doing this project right because I know how to do it right. I know what it should be in the process and the structure should be, and I'm not letting it get disorganized like every other part of my life. But if I'm going to keep it organized, I need to get the rest of my life organized too. And what I realized the other day was it's not just the physical stuff in life that I need to tidy and pay attention to and be mindful of. I didn't really realize until the other day too that like my files on my computer used to be organized. Like it used to be the only part of that I kept clean and tidy was my computer. And now even my computer is all jazzed and cluttered and crazy with pictures and documents and old research and graphics and all apps. And even you look through my phone and like, yeah, I'm an app craze, but like if I really think about it, I've been testing apps long enough that I know what the apps are that I like. And like it might be fun in games and all to like check out new apps and see what else is new out there, but of the 30 that I might try in a year, I stick with only 1 or 2. So like I need to more often clean out those apps, the ones that I do versus don't end up using. And so this just goes into like everything that has to do with my online life as well. My emails, my blah, 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 my this, my that. So I've been trying to take some of my productivity tips and new habits that I'm forming with making lists and organizing tasks and being mindful and aware of what I have to do and then doing it. Because I realize if I do the things on the list and I get them done, like it feels really good. It feels success. Like it feels so good to just get it done. And I'm kind of hooked on that feeling of just of actually being productive and getting things done, not just little bits of it at a time, but big progress on things and getting full, like, just being complete about it. I had this realization last week that I mentioned on the blog as well about the word perfection and what being perfect actually, means. And I quickly realized that perfect isn't possible if you don't believe that perfection is possible. And I don't think I've been living with the idea that perfection is even possible, but it is. I've said on multiple occasions, that's perfect. And to me, and when you get excited about something being done perfectly, or you're impressed by someone who you think did something perfectly, like, that's when, in those moments, you realize that perfection is possible. But it's only possible in the moments that someone in the reality thinks that it can be done perfectly. And that means that there has to be intention, an aim, a direction, practice at something being perfect before it can happen. So with that in mind, I've been doing things a little bit differently this week as far as how I attack things. Like, the folding mindfully has really turned things around for me. I do more things throughout my day more mindfully now, because I'm in some ways aiming for perfection. And it's something I've never, ever done before. And it feels a little uncomfortable. But what I'm realizing is that the things that I'm getting done and crossing off the list are getting done so well that I know that they don't have to return to the list next week. I read also in the KonMari book, Marie Kondo, The Magic of Tidying Up, and it says too, like, you shouldn't have to tidy every day. Like, if you use things and put it back in their home every time, then your house is basically always tidy, unless you need to do some kind of larger tidy up for some kind of event or something. Like, the process, once you've totally reorganized everything, it's just a process of living and continually tidying up. There is no day for cleaning. So it's a little bit of a mind shift change for me, because I've been trying so hard to figure out what my daily routine should be. So really, I just need to figure out what the activities are throughout the day that I want to do, and arrange the rest of my life and my belongings to suit those activities that I need to do throughout the day. And those activities, like, I don't necessarily need to have a time for chores every day or every week. If I'm in the habit of doing an activity, and before completing that activity, one of the steps being to clean up the activity, then I don't really need to do chores. Like, if I don't procrastinate on dishes after dinner, then it's just part of the dinner experience, the dinner activity. There's no, like, chore time other than the quick rinse off of dishes right after they're being used and then running it. And part of breakfast being unloading the dishwasher and then serving breakfast on those dishes, or, like, everything should flow into the activity that I'm doing. So, and I'm overwhelmed by the process of putting things away, because nothing has a home. So it's this big, I go to, like, pick up an object and put it away, and it doesn't have a home. So I have to stress about, where should I put this? And then there's other moments in my day where I'm like, well, where did I put it? Like, where did I decide in this moment that I had earlier today? Like, it drives my husband nuts. I lose things throughout the day constantly, because nothing has a home. And that's getting better, especially with things that are located at my office. Like, I'm trying to be really on top of knowing what's on and around my desk area. Like, if something's foreign is there, it bugs me if it's sitting there on my desk. So it's all just starting to become better habits to think about and process. So we're almost done with clothing, which means that we can move on to books, which I'm honestly rather excited to be just surrounded by every book that we own together and like, clear out the ones that I'm not interested in and have the ones that I am interested in, like, right in front of me all the time. Super excited for that part of things. Along with that, we'll get to the papers and things and finally build, like, ourselves a command center. I've been doing some Pinterest research on organization and getting some kind of inspiration on what I want the final product to look like, so I know where I'm aiming and what goes where in my organization and my notes. And I really want to build a command center because I think this would just be really key with me and Bowden combining our lives in one central location, in a way so that we don't have to like communicate, like tell each other verbally some of the things that need to happen in life. Like right now, as it is, I don't know what the bank account like looks like or is, or how much we spent on what, unless I ask him. And that just doesn't work. But if we had a central command zone where he inputted that information and then I processed the information later, like we wouldn't have to necessarily coordinate or whatever. Like it would be a new habit for him to come home, put down his keys, change his shoes, and take 5 minutes at the command center to like reset and drop all of the stresses that he has from the day and money and like being out and shopping, and just drop it all at the command center and walk away from it. I think would be a super healthy way for him to reset when he gets home. To call them back. So yeah. And then we get to all the miscellaneous stuff. And like I mentioned, we're at my mom's house, so I just talked to her last night about kind of renting and taking over the garage completely as we dump every miscellaneous item out that we have, including some things that we know that we're just going to go through and restore, like our kitchen supplies. So I'm definitely going to be just head on digging into it. And since the clothes are done, we have a lot more space, like less cluttered piles of things just already. So I'm just trying to get everything cleared out and like back into storage, preparing to dump it all out, because anything that we don't need in the next like 2 weeks, like should just be sorted with all the other stuff. So just trying to clear out, get ready to, do a total overhaul of basically all of our life. So thanks for watching and subscribing and all the support that you provide to me and the Blog Buddy program. And I hope you have a fabulous week. I hope you are also making progress in your own life in your own way and are getting something from the blog and where it's going. Pretty excited that I've kind of honed in on where I'm going, the purpose. All right, have a good one.